A leader of a Satanist church with over 12,000 members has an encounter one night with Jesus. Yes, Jesus himself appears to this man. And what happened next changed his life forever. Check this out.
Satan.
Actually, I want to ask one more thing. How many members are part of your church?
In South Africa at the moment, there's just over 12,000 Satanists. Jesus, he was there in front of my face. And because I've never believed in Christ up to that point, and being extremely scientifically minded and an atheist and all those things, I said, no, like this is either a demon playing a trick with me or I am hallucinating. And I was scared because I thought, if this is Jesus, I am in trouble. And I said to him, I'm scared. And he flooded me with love, with so much love. And I said to him, but I don't believe it. I can't believe this because I've looked for this my whole life. I said, well, no, you've never opened yourself up for it. And I realized, yes, that was the first time I've opened myself up that much to the spiritual world. And I said to him, but what about God? He said, if you want to talk to God, we can do it. And I remember also I fell to the floor because it was too much. The energy in the space was so intense, and that love, and it encompassed like everything.
All I can say after hearing that powerful testimony is wow. A few very important things are revealed from this testimony that I'd like to point out. This Satanist said that he had a very scientific mind. He was an atheist. So what that reveals to us is many people, not all people, but many people that take the title of a Satanist, it really just means that they don't believe that there is a God. They don't believe of the God of the Bible. They live their lives not according to the rules of the God of the Bible, but they live their lives according to what pleases them, according to satisfying their desires. And thus, many of them don't actually realize that denying God and rejecting God and his law, they have submitted themselves to a very real Satan. So they are thus serving the real Satan, whether they know it or not. The next thing is, Jesus chose to appear to this man. Jesus chose to manifest himself to this man. And when he did, this man said he was frightened, he was terrified, he was scared. And what did Jesus do? Jesus filled his heart with an overwhelming love, the agape love of God. Jesus' response to all of the hate and all of the disbelief and all of the doubt in the God that created him, responded with loving him, responded with filling him with the love that he himself said that he was looking for. He said, I've been looking for this my whole life. So what does that show us? That this Satanist, this self-proclaimed atheist, was really looking for this encounter with God. He was really searching for the love of God. He was really searching for belonging and for identity and to know who he was and to know where he belonged. So Jesus, already knowing this, decided not to respond with him with wrath, not to respond with him with punishment, but to fill his heart with the love of God that he was searching for in the first place. And you'll find this with many so-called atheists. A lot of times they're disappointed with God. A lot of times they were once believers. A lot of times God let them down. A lot of times they have unforgiveness towards God, and because of that they rebel. And because of that, they turn away from God and they renounce God. And I don't know this man's story, but he himself said that this encounter, this love that he felt, this overwhelming love that encompassed everything, was what he was looking for his whole life. You see, God knew and Jesus knew how much of a powerful testimony this would ultimately become. How the love of God, the love of Christ, the love of our Creator can convert you in an instant once you feel that type of love. Once you feel the love that you were created to experience. And we look for it in money, we look for it in a partner, we look for it in our children, we look for it in success, we look for it in all the things of this world, which we will never find it. It will always fail. But God filled him with the love that he was created to receive. And in a moment, he was converted from a Satanist to a Christian, to a follower of Jesus Christ. My question is, do we carry that type of love within us? As the children of God, can we love the Satanist? Can we love the atheist? You see, can we love the witch? Can we love the wizard? Can we love those who don't even deserve love? because once we didn't deserve love, but God loved us anyway. He still opened the opportunity for us to know him and experience that love. But do we have the same compassion towards them, knowing we just got a perfect example of how this person who seemed so evil, so dark, and so wicked was really broken inside and was seeking the love of his creator, but didn't know how to find it? Are we willing to be that answer for them? Are we willing to be able to have those conversations with people? Are we willing to receive these type of people when they come and they want answers, when they need the love of God? Because believe me, this last move of God that's about to hit us, we're going to see people from all types of religions and cultures and beliefs come to the Lord. The scriptures prophesy it. All right. Every nation, tribe, and tongue will come and they will bow and confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Who's going to be there to love on them? Who's going to be there to train them up in the ways of God? Who's going to be there to receive them? Who's going to be there? If we call ourselves Christians and we don't carry that type of love, it's because we haven't experienced that type of love from God yet. And it doesn't always happen in an instant like it did for this guy. Some people are not that fortunate. In other circumstances, we have to have that love of God within us by allowing the Lord to transform us by his truth, by his word, by the revelation of his son, of his scriptures, and to be able to project and to be able to express that same love to the ones that are lost out there, to the ones that the Lord wants to reach, but he just needs his hands and feet to reach those people. Now, as you guys can see, I've changed my shirt. This is a shirt I designed with the word agape on it. If you guys want this shirt, head over to my website, themartyrsclothing.com. You can find it there. But either way, this is the love of God, the unconditional love of God towards man. And this is what God feels towards us. And if we could just feel this, if we could be able to allow other people to experience this, to be the hands and feet of God in this earth, to lead people to Jesus so they can experience this agape love of God, it will transform and it will change them forever. And I'm not talking about condoning sin. I'm not talking about condoning things that are not of God. I'm talking about being able to see inside of a person, not to judge people by the outward appearance, not to judge people by their current lifestyle, but to be able to love on people and to lead them to the truth so that the Lord can cause the transformation in their life. I want to go deeper on this topic of the agape love of God and why the Lord can't fully fill us with this love in an instant right now. There's a reason for that, and there's a reason why the Lord has to hold that back and why that is preserved for the moment that we become one with God and one with Christ. But you're gonna have to head over to my Patreon page where you can view the full and extended version of this video. I'll leave the link in the description. I'll also leave the link right here. Head over now, subscribe, and I'll see you guys there to finish the conversation. As always, God bless you and shalom.